Riley wants to build on his success with the Citizenship app, and he plans to go to college to become a programmer. The app is available on the Apple App Store, and Riley hopes to make the app available to other devices in the near future. In the Broadcast Center, Alexis Dominguez, Cronkite News. So as I said, we're going to be here in Phoenix keeping you updated, and make sure to watch Cronkite News at 11 for more coverage on the Arizona primary elections. If that ban goes into effect, it is expected to be in full effect in May. Live in Tempe, Alexis Dominguez, Cronkite News. The game is fun and interactive, and you can even make it competitive, playing against friends or even strangers. The game features 8 sections where you can learn about the 1800s and geography. American Airlines, among other airlines such as Delta, United, and British Airways, are giving refunds to pregnant women who are unable to travel to cities such as San Pedro in Brazil, Guatemala City, Panama City, and Tegucigalpa in Honduras. The company is called Pro Solutions and is owned by Ruben Diaz and his son Rodrigo. According to the Attorney General Mark Brnovich, his office has filed an Arizona consumer fraud and civil racketeering lawsuit against Pro Solutions, alleging Ruben and his son acted as loan officers to reel-in families trying to refinance or buy homes. Personal recommendations are the ones we usually trust most, but that wasn't the case for Luz Cortez, whose neighbor recommended Pro Solutions and Ruben Diaz when she was trying to purchase a home.
Ruben wanted an initial payment of $12,000 and an additional $3,000 for costs, and that's what we gave him so he could help us buy a house.
And the costs continue to grow. When Luz realized she was in trouble, she found her way to Pedro Morales, a loan officer who was familiar with the company and had already been trying to get similar cases in front of the Attorney General.
Someone contacted me asking me for help in regards of that somebody had been taken advantage of with $34,000.
Pedro says most of the victims don't care about the money.
We care about putting a stop to this guy because he's actually destroying families.
Sandra Hurtado says she too was a victim of Pro Solutions.
He started by speaking positively about possibly purchasing a home, and besides that, he told us the interest rates would be at 9% rather than the regular rate of 12 or 15%.
Sandra says that all the documents Ruben gave her to sign were written in English.
He explained everything in Spanish, but he left us with some doubts, so I asked my daughter to translate, and then she began explaining things differently than Ruben had previously.
After asking for a $3,000 refund, Sandra says all she got were excuses. Now more than 6 months later, she still lives in an apartment with her family, waiting for a home and hoping for justice.
I want him to pay for what he's doing to a lot of people because it's not just us who this has happened to.
Meanwhile, the Attorney General's office declined to speak because this is an ongoing case. If you believe you have been victim of consumer fraud, please contact the Attorney General's office in Phoenix. Bilingual consumer protection staff members are also available to assist. Alexis Dominguez, Cronkite News. More than 60 volunteers of all ages helped with Project PB&J this year. Volunteers worked to make as many sandwiches as they could in an hour to benefit UMOM in Arizona. Peter and Kim Green, owners of 14 Which Wich locations in Phoenix, say that this event is important because it helps incorporate them into the community.
We wanted to do something that would allow us to invest back in the community, and we really don't say give back to the community because we're part of the community.
Peter and Kim say they looked at several different foundations and chose UMOM because they felt the sandwiches would benefit the most amount of people. Farrah Walling, Resource Development Manager at UMOM New Day Center, says UMOM is Arizona's largest shelter for homeless families.
We serve all of Maricopa County, but we are the largest in the entire state. Last year we served about 6,300 individuals.
As part of this project, volunteers were able to make 4,325 sandwiches. Walling explained that all the sandwiches were going to make a positive impact on the shelter.
Is really going to help UMOM be able to feed the single women that we shelter and the families that we shelter, mostly in our Watkins emergency shelter.
Walling says UMOM does not have a food program, and the sandwiches will allow them to feed more people.
We don't have any funding for food, so we rely on volunteers to serve the meals.
Project PB&J is done in several different cities around the United States every year on National PB&J Day.